Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Sunday the 12th of January 2025. I hope you're okay. I've just taken my cat to the hospital for his regular two-weekly, fortnightly blood tests and to see if he's making progress. I'm not feeling particularly optimistic. I've noticed a small bump on his nose has not receded. I suspect they're going to continue with the medication and possibly go back to the injections. I do hope not. It's so bad for me and bad for the cat. But anyway, let's see. I'm waiting for a telephone call from the hospital. Let's see what they say. In other news, in the UK, a company named Young Ones, which I'd never heard of, but I do remember the comedy program, The Young Ones, which was kind of anarchic fun back in the 80s. This is nothing to do with them. This is rather the opposite. This is just corporate stuff. Apparently a company that employs retail assistants in the gig economy. I'd never heard of such a thing before. I know there are some jobs that seem to be okay for people to take as a gig working job. In other words, some of those things are quite useful for people who need some extra cash and have a bit of free time and that kind of thing. So I could see how that's a benefit to some people. But basically, a lot of these companies that own the gig workers, or they don't own them, of course, because they're classed as freelancers. But they're the ones who the corporations get the money for them. They're just trying to remove kind of employee rights and things like that. Apparently, according to today's Observer, this company Young Ones previously paid their workers within 3 days. So they would do some work and they would get paid 3 days later. And now they're making them wait for 30 days. Otherwise, they're going to charge them 4.8% or 2.9% of their salary, of their pay, if they want to get the money quicker than that. It just these corporations, they just keep grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. But a corporation is not a thing. A corporation is made up of people who make decisions, and those are the people that need to be vilified in society. This is what I keep saying on this channel. Not unalived, as the recent term is. No, I don't mean that, but I mean, shunned by society, called out on their poor behavior, and see if some of them have some shame. I know shame is an old-fashioned concept nowadays, but anyway, let's see if it works. Let's get on with the game of Sudoku, shall we? This is the New York Times hard level Sudoku puzzle. 9's blocked down here, so 9 is in one of those squares. Going back up to the top here, 9 up there and 9 across there. That's the first thing that I noticed. How about you? 9 across here, 9 across there, and 9 up there will give me a 9 in that square. It seems like I might have picked the right digit to start with. 9's like that. I didn't pick the digit picked me. Of course, it's just something that just hit my eye. Alright, we've got a couple of left that we can't get in those squares. But look at this, 1, 7 and 5 blocking across here. That's going to give me 1, 7 and 5 in those squares, right? And put a 6 into that square there. One blocking down here, there's the 1. So 5 and 7 left in those squares there. Does that help? Yes, it does. 5 blocking up there, 5 blocking across there. That means that has to be a 5. 5 across here, across there, up here, up there. Get another 5. Missing numbers in this column are 2, 4 and 6. We got 4 and 6 together. That has to be our 2 then. Three blocking across here, and up there. All right, let's wander around. Okay, so I found something. I've got 4 blocking up here, so that puts 4 into one of these 2 squares, blocking across here. So we've got 4 in one of those squares, and we've got 2 blocking up here and 2 across here. So we found a pair of 2 and 4 in those squares. It means that these squares cannot be 2 or 4. They must be 1, 7, 8. And here, useless. We've got 1s in those squares, which I knew already, I think. Did I? Anyway, we've got 1s in those squares, the 7s and the 8s. Sure. 1. That gives me 1s in those squares. This is 2 and 4, so let's have a look across here. What are we looking for? This is 1, 6, 8 in those squares there. So we've got 1 and 8 together, so that's going to be a 6. So it wasn't entirely useless then. We've got 6 blocking up here, so 6 is in one of these 2 squares, blocking across. 6 going up and up. And I end up with a pair of 1 and 8 in those squares there. If that means anything, it might. Three blocks across here, so 3 is in one of these 2 squares blocking back. 3 up here, that has to be a 3. 3 down to the bottom, down here, across there, there's a 3. 3 across there, here and there, means that that is a 3. 3 up here, across there. Looks like the death of 3s. Okay, 4. So I've got 1, 3, 6 in the top here. Okay, we've got 6 blocking this square and 6 blocking those squares, so 6 is somewhere there. Oh no, I tell a lie. I've already got 3 in this row. I'm wrong. It's 1 and 6. I've got, but I can say 1 and 6. Okay, so I've got 1 blocking across here, 1 across there, and now I've got 1 and 6 blocking up here. So that is a pair of 1 and 6. So these squares are not 1 or 6. They must be 2, 4, and 7. So that does mean that the 7s are in these 2 squares. So we've got 7 blocking up here, 7 blocking down here, 7 across there, and that gives me a 7 in that square. That limits 7s to those there. This was 2 and 4, wasn't it? We have 1s now, 7s, and 8s. What do we know? Anything? Not sure. All right, where was I? 7s, I think I was. Well, we need an 8 to fill this row. Okay, this was 2 and 4, if you remember. And so that left me with 1 and 8 in those squares. Now we've got the 8 blocking there. That's our 8, that's our 1. So 1 up here, 1 up there, and 1 across there. Six blocking up here and across there gives me 6 in that square, 6 down here and across there. Blocking up here, and across there. All right, the missing digits here are what, 5 and 2, is that right? Okay, so we've got 2 blocking across. There's the 2 and there's the 5. 5 blocks this square here now, so that's a 5. This is a 7. At the end here we're looking for 4 and 8. No help on 4 or 8, so these have to be 1 and 7. No help on 1 or 7. This is 4, 9, I think, isn't it? All right, 3 is our completed digit, but I think the others must be close to crumbling now. We've got 2 in this block already, so that can't be 2, can it? That's got to be a 2 in that column. This is going to be a 4, I think, and we still need a 4 for that row. 4 blocking down puts 4 into that square there, and this is a 9. 9 blocking up, 9 across there. 9 is also defunct. Good name for a funk group, that, don't you think? Defunct. Was there ever a pop group, a funk group called Defunct? I think there might have been, actually. I don't think that's original. 4 blocks this square here, so that's the 4 for the column. 6 is the last number we need, and we also need a 6 there. This is what, 1 and 5. Any help on 1 or 5 from across here? Not. Yeah, well, yes, actually 5 blocks this square, and this 5 blocks those squares, so that's got to be the 5, and that's got to be the 1. Then we've got 1 across here, or 1 across here. That's enough to finish the game. 1 will be in that square there, 1 down here, or 1 across there. There is our digit 1. The last digit to get here is 7. And this is 2 and 4, and so this is 7 and 8, so the 7 across there, there's the 7, this is the 8, 8 blocks down there, there's the 8, the missing digit here is a 4, 4 blocking up there, and 4 across there means that's a 4, and 4 back down here, there's the 4, there's the 2 that I've been talking about for ages, 2 up there, there we go, for a 2, 2 across there, there's a 2, last digit to get there is 7, I think. 7 across there, so that's our 7. Missing number here is 8. 8 blocking across here gives me 8 in that square. This is 2, this is a 5, and that is the game all over. So that's our New York Times Sudoku puzzle for Sunday. I'll see you around.